In therapy, much of our work naturally centers around the challenge, attachment patterns, healing trauma, building communication skills. All of this really matters. But there's a set of skills that really shape sometimes whether some of that work is even accessible for clients, and certainly how life is feeling day to day for clients. These skills are oftentimes assumed and not explicitly named, and yet they can be foundational. And these are, of course, the skills of thriving and resilience. What does that mean as I name that? In MCD therapy, thriving means a person's universal human needs are being met consistently enough to create a baseline sense of vitality, contentment, and well being. And resilience is the capacity to return to center after life has knocked us off balance, to recover, to reorient, potentially even to grow through times of difficulty. And this is oftentimes impacted by both internal and relational resources. It's important to note as we begin talking about thriving resilience that this does not develop in isolation in the therapy room. This unfolds within real life conditions, and real life conditions are varying from person to person. And I hold that it's very valuable that thriving and resilience matter for everyone, no matter the conditions or the circumstances of their life. And our role is simply to attune along the way to each person's lived reality, honor their adaptive strategies, and support pathways that are both practical within the conditions that they're living within and compassionate. And again, it can help to remember that, for example, along the way, even in the most challenging moments, like an ongoing experience of trauma, it may be one of the most incredible supportive things for someone during that traumatic ongoing experience might be finding a sense of purpose. Where do they want to focus their energy? What do they want to tend to that's enlivening and is meaningful for them in life? Or sometimes a person may be in a place of challenge within the community, and even though they have a great deal of need for support, the act of caring for others may also be incredibly supportive for their system. Both getting to feel their agency, their capacity to contribute, and it lights up the relational bonding circuits of the neural network that can just create regulation through being in supportive relationships. So these are just a few examples of even in challenging times, the great benefit of tending to thriving and resilience. There are 6 skills as we have for each of our relationship competencies, and I want to briefly introduce you to one very simple and profound skill right now, which is skill number 1, describing events using neutral observation. Sounds easy enough, but research has consistently shown that while our stress responses are shaped by what's happening, it is also very much shaped by the meaning we are making as things are happening. So when we're under stress, our mind is oftentimes quickly going to move to interpretation. This is a natural protective mechanism. It's there to try to protect us and draw conclusions such as they don't care, or I'm not safe, or I did something wrong. This is the human nervous system doing what it was designed to do for survival. And oftentimes those natural quick thoughts clients go to are of course going to be shaped by earlier conditioning in life, and they may begin to learn and understand those thoughts, those meanings as related to those core patterns. Neutral observations, on the other hand, can help clients remember something happened, my mind is making meaning about what happened. And resilience is created when clients can describe events in that way without immediately mixing in and fusing with the meanings or the interpretations, and having a sense of spaciousness that allows them to respond rather than to react to the circumstances of life. For example, in couples, clients can begin to give each other a greater benefit of the doubt. There's an experience that happens, there's the meaning, but there's spaciousness to explore. Might there be something else here? that they don't understand already about their partner's experience. If we had to break it down into 3 simple steps, it could be there's something that just happened, that's the neutral observation, a meaning that got made, and space to hold what are the other possibilities, other meanings, what else might be true. We are excellent meaning makers as humans. We're not going to throw that capacity out. It's what makes us pretty special as a species in a lot of ways. We're just creating enough internal space so that meaning does not automatically run the entire nervous system in moments and add additional suffering in life. So there's a lot I could say about thriving resilience. I'm pretty passionate about this topic. It's such a joy to see clients, even in the midst of challenge, really tending to things like community and expanding their capacity to get creative around accessing needed resources, and to just tend to making life, again, feel like there's more thriving, more vitality, more centered equanimity, more resilience. So if you'd like to join us for more learning, I'd love to have you connect with us here in the MCD Therapy community. And thanks for joining me today. And until next time, as always, thank you for your contributions, and let's continue to lead with love.